guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are not already subscribed, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are already subscribed, welcome back. It's good to see you again. Today we are going to be talking about, as the title suggests, VCH piercings and what you need to know before you get your VCH piercing. Okay, so to start, a VCH piercing stands for vertical clitoral hood. That is the skin above the clitoris. So VCH piercing is another piercing for a clitoral hood piercing, or a pussy piercing, if you please. I wouldn't limit it to a pussy piercing because there are a lot of different types of pussy piercings. So this one is specifically located on the inside of the hood over the clitoris. So if this is your little clitoris, there is a hood of skin that covers it, and that's where you get the piercing, so that the piercing rests on the clitoris and it makes it more pleasurable for sexual intercourse, and it's actually very pretty. So that's the rundown on what it is. Now let me tell you a little bit about what you should know before getting your vertical clitoral hood piercing. So first and foremost, if you're thinking about getting one, you need to probably be 18. I think most piercing places they require you to be 18 unless you go with your parent. Most places I think I remember when I was younger required you to be 18, and some places required you to be 16. So between that age, check with your local piercer, and if you are underage, then go ahead and get your parents' permission. But that might be a little weird for you unless you have like one of those cool moms from Mean Girls. Before you get your piercing, you want to ask yourself, why do you want the VCH piercing? First and foremost, make sure your mind is made up and this is what you want to do and you only. And you know, if that's the case, then nobody can really talk you out of it, now can they? Then once you had like set in your mind that that's what you want to do, you want to research piercers. This is not a game to be played. This is your lady box. This is your playmate. This is something you need to take care of. The same way you wouldn't just use any run-of-the-mill soaps or, you know, do anything crazy to it. You want to make sure the person piercing it is licensed, they know what they're doing, and they've been doing it for a while, and that they're sterile. So do research piercers around your way. Don't go to nobody's house just because they got a piercing gun. First of all, no one should be piercing you with a piercing gun in your kitty cat. Just, they pull out a piercing gun, girl, you run. Make sure that once you research them and you know, you check out their website and you can go and actually talk to them. You can get a consultation from a piercer. Don't let piercers rush you and think they're like, oh, they got so many people. You can call and ask for a consultation and talk to them and see their work and things like that. This is your body, and you deserve to know who you are putting it in the hands of. So if someone makes you feel bad or makes you feel rushed or makes you feel like you're being kind of like simple for asking questions, don't. I mean, if you guys saw my tattoo horror story, you already know I regret not doing that when I got my tattoo. There are different types of piercers, and you may be more comfortable with one than the other. Sorry you guys, I keep fixing my hair, but my bra straps are showing because it's hot and I don't want to put a jacket on and blah blah blah. I'm in the comfort of my home. So yes, you might be more comfortable with a woman piercer than you would with a male. I know that's how I was. I specifically wanted to be pierced by a woman, but if a woman wasn't available, I was willing to look past that, because these are professionals and they have been doing it for a while. So you kind of have to, you know, take that with a grain of salt. You have to make sure that you know that these people are professional and you have to treat them as such. Pictures are a big thing. Just the same way you want to see pictures, people after you are going to want to see pictures. And most piercers, the contract that you sign, it states in there that you should be okay, or you have to be okay with them taking a picture for their portfolio. So if you are not comfortable with that, that is something that you're going to have to deal with at the time, as well as when I deal with it, but you're going to have to address that at the time with your piercer, because it will be in your contract, most places, that they need to take pictures of their work. While at home, before you actually go get your piercing, you want to make sure that you check the elasticity of your hood. You want to kind of you should know yourself down there, first of all. Like I recommend that all young women and women, you know, it doesn't matter your age, you should know yourself. You should know what you look like, what pleasures you, all of that stuff. But you want to go ahead and mess around down there, kind of stretch some things. Just check the elasticity of your hood, because that's going to determine, you know, whether or not you can get certain piercings or certain gauges and certain ball sizes and things like that. So speaking of the different types of piercing, like different types of rings, I've had 2 different types. I've had the horseshoe, which is my personal favorite. I've had the complete ring with like the ball at the end. That's what I have right now. And you can also get like a slightly curved gauge. It's not quite a horseshoe, it's like a semi type of deal. I don't know the exact name of it, but if I can, I'll insert a picture right here. And it's just kind of like slightly curved. You can get that one as well, and that one I think is pretty comfortable. So all of them are comfortable. You can't feel them when like on your day-to-day basis. You cannot feel what the ring is down there doing. So before you go in, along with checking your elasticity, you definitely want to have an idea of what kind of ring you want. You want to prep the area. So like I would say about 2 or 3 days before you go, shave your cha-cha, and then just shave it in the general way you would shave it anyway. If you don't shave, then you don't shave. You don't have to shave. I'm just saying you would feel more comfortable. That's more of a personal thing. You would feel more comfortable, you know, with a stranger down there if you looked your best. You don't go straight after work. Don't go straight after work whereas though, you know, your lady bits ain't as fresh as they could be. There's a little ham sandwich down there. You want to be fresh. You don't want to be sweaty. You don't want to, you know, have any like odors or anything. It's just gonna make you self-conscious. It's gonna make the process less smooth because you're not gonna be comfortable and you're not gonna be relaxed. So just make sure you are in tip-top shape down there. I have this huge pimple and it kind of looks like I have a bendy. I'm sorry if that's offensive, but that's what it's kind of looking like to me. It's like a bendy, but it's not. It's just a pimple. So yeah. Don't put any perfumes or powders or anything down there because you just don't want that to affect, you know, that to affect the piercing. What you can do is make sure you keep unscented baby wipes with you, like no perfume, none of that, like just regular unscented baby wipes, and they will allow you to go into the bathroom before you go to kind of like freshen up and stuff like that. Like they know what you're doing. You can just be like, can I use the bathroom first? And they're like, yeah, they know what you're doing. They know you're cleaning up. So also before you go, you should probably take a friend, you know? I'm not saying you have to take a friend. I'm just saying it might help with your comfort level, because the thing about a VCH is it is important that you are comfortable when getting it done. That's the most important thing, because if you tense up, it's gonna make the whole experience a lot worse. So go ahead and take a friend, and you know, maybe she can get one done too, and hold your hand and distract you and things like that. So during the process, this is my personal experience. During the process, basically, I had a female piercer. She was so sweet, gorgeous girl, and I watched her take a new needle out, clean everything, sterilize everything, get a little Vaseline on the tubey thing, and she did everything she was supposed to do. And she basically told me to undress from the waist down, and it's a lot like a gynecology exam. You are going to sit in that chair, you're going to put your feet in them stirrups, and you're going to scoot your butt all the way towards her. Like you are going to be knees to chest and have your hoo-ha pointing up at like a 45-degree angle, so that she can get a good look at what she's doing. And you know what? You just have to be comfortable doing that, because you have to think about it as this is their job and they need to be able to see. The same way it's kind of weird for you at the gynecologist, but you do it, you have to do it with the same way. You just have to kind of like be a big girl. You wanted this piercing, be a big girl and do it. Basically, they will sterilize the area, and then there is a tube that goes underneath the hood, and that's the part that hurts more. I think it's because it's cold, and it's a new feeling of just like going underneath your hood. So it's going underneath the hood, and then the needle goes on top and goes through it. Now the of the piercing is more shocking than it does not hurt. Well, your pain tolerance might be different. Everyone always likes to brag that they have a higher pain tolerance, but for me it didn't hurt. Like, I yelped, but I'm a drama queen, and then like I yelped and I looked at my best friend and was like, "Say it didn't hurt." Like, she's like, "I know it didn't hurt. I know you just right. Like, you just extra." But basically, it's a very quick, and then they slip the ring through and you're done. So it's so quick. You will hype yourself up more than you'll hype yourself up more than you need to. So that's definitely one of the things that you want to watch out for, is just like, don't psych yourself out of it. Just be calm, cool, collected, and it's over in a jiffy. They let you choose your ring beforehand. The first ring that I chose was, I chose a circular ring with the ball at the end, and I'll try to insert a picture here. And I like gold, as you guys can tell, so I got a gold one. Something happened and I had to get that one changed out, but I'll tell you guys that later on. So basically, they give you a panty liner because you will bleed, and they send you on your way. I got ice cream. They give you ice cream at my piercer, and they send you on your way. So I will tell you guys that when I got home, like maybe an hour later, there was a lot of blood. Like, I thought I was on my period type blood, but come to find out, it bleeds a lot at first initially, and then it stops. Like, it doesn't continue to bleed throughout the healing process. It bled that first hour and a half, and then there was no more blood after that. But I was recommended to use unscented, of course, antibacterial soap to clean my piercing. Clean my piercing separate from my body. So when I would wash my body, I would put my hand over my clit and wash everything else around it. And I made sure like none of my like regular body soap got, so I would just have to hold up my clitoris bits. If that makes sense. I had to hold up my clit bits and wash around it, wash the rest of my hoo-ha. And then I would use a Q-tip and kind of like wet it with lukewarm water and put it like on the soap, twirl on the soap, and twirl my ring. So you want to twirl your ring and clean and twirl and clean. And this is sounding so stupid, but when you get it, you'll understand what I'm saying. You want to move the ring and clean it, even though it's a little tender. You want to move the ring and clean it, because if you don't move it and clean it, the crust, it won't heal. Like, the crust will kind of like crust up, and you want the whole ring to be clean. Hey guys, sorry about that. I actually had to leave and run a few errands, and then I started watching Moana because I forgot I was filming this video. So if I look a little bit different, it's like maybe 3 or 4 hours later. The healing process took me about a week to fully heal. Now everybody's gonna heal a little bit differently. They do advise you to wait, I think 8 weeks before you want to change it out, and wait 6 to 8 weeks, I believe it is, before you have sex. So that is the one determining factor. Do not have sex. Just for a clear 2 months, just steer clear of sexual intercourse, because you don't want any foreign bacteria or things like that to affect your healing process. So that is a big, huge thing. Do not play with that. Mind that to a T. Don't use any kind of like Neosporin or anything like that. Don't use any outside agents. Just use the soap and warm water and you should be fine. There shouldn't be any problems. If you do, if there are any problems, or it just doesn't feel right, or it gets inflamed or something, talk to your piercer immediately to let them know and see what they suggest. And then they'll tell you whether or not it's normal and if you need to go to the doctor. But you need to, this goes back to researching piercers, because you need to be able to trust your piercer enough to be able to call them if any bad things should happen. So definitely, if you think that it's just not healing right or anything like that, definitely don't be afraid to call them and contact them, and they should be okay with you doing that as well. Let's go with the pros. Pros: quick and easy, semi-painless, fast healing, and it does increase sensitivity in that area, so sexual intercourse does feel a ton better. Plus it looks really cute. So those are all good reasons I do recommend a VCH. cons, which is my personal story. This is kind of just to inform you. It's not really a warning. Like, I'm not saying like this may happen to you. This happened to me, but of course bad things happen to me all the time. If you guys saw my tattoo story, you know, I'm just a walking, I'm like a magnet for bitch nation. Like, bad things always happen to me. Basically what happened was with my piercing is the first time I got a pierce, it was fine. And I was coming up on my 8 weeks and I didn't actually want to change out. I really liked the circular ring. I thought I wanted a horseshoe, but I really liked the circular ring. I liked how it looked, so I wanted to keep it in there. And I was in the shower one day and I was washing up usually, and of course I have like the little loofah thing, and it got caught on my ring. Didn't snatch it out, but I pulled on it enough for the ring to kind of misshape, and then the bally fell off. And I'm pretty sure the bally just went down our drain because we could not find it. And I didn't want to remove the ring because I know that my body heals up really quickly around the piercings. I know I have a nose piercing. You guys can't really tell if you guys can see that. I have a nose piercing and I've had to get that re-pierced twice now. I had to go see my piercer as quickly as I could. Thankfully she was there that day because she does have like set days that she works. So she gave me the horseshoe, which is open and it's 2 ballies. And I was like, that's cool, okay. You know, it's not really what I wanted because I now was in love with the ring, the complete circular ring. So I wake up one day and I'm washing up and I'm just like, something doesn't feel right. And I realized that my top bally is no longer there. So it's the hood of the clitoris and then the ring is going through. If I could, I'm just gonna use my lip pencil thingy. The line going across is my hood and that's the ring. The top bally here was now inside of my hood. Say this whole thing is now my hood. The bally is now inside of me. It is, and my skin is over top of the bally. So, and the piercing, it's closing up. So it's basically embedded in my clitoral hood at this point. This sounds so gross, ugh. But it's embedded in my clitoral hood. And I tried to push it up. Y'all, when I tell you the pain of trying to push it back through the hole, like I told you, I heal quickly. So this had to have happened overnight or something. And it probably did, but I heal very quickly. So the hole was closing up. I got terrified all over again. I called to see if my piercer was there because I was gonna cuss her the fuck out because she told me this wouldn't happen again and blah blah blah, but this was something, a whole different situation. I'm like, why am I having so many problems with this piercing? You know what I'm saying? So I called and she wasn't there, but there was a guy there. And like I said, you kind of gotta be just open-minded with stuff like that. So I was like, look, somebody gotta fix this shit. So I went to the guy and he was really cool. But when I tell you, nobody has been down there expecting that. For that, not even my gyno has been down there inspecting my vagina. No, not my vagina, but nobody's been down there inspecting my unana for that amount of time. No one, like not even I. And so I'm up on the stirrups, legs up, business in the air, pointing to the Lord Jesus, and he's down there trying to push it up, same shit I was doing, but it was worse. So he was like, take a breath, 1 2 3. He was trying to push, 1 2 3, try to put. It was not going in. My tissue had already started to close over the embedment, and I had read, because I was going on to see if there was anything I could do at home, and I had read that if your piercer can't fix it, you have to go to the hospital and get it surgically removed. I did not want to do that. I don't like surgery. I don't want my clitoris to be cut open. I didn't want to cut my clit off. Anyway, well, my clitoral hood, but yeah. So I was like, well, can you put some lubricant on it and try it? Because he was doing it dry, y'all. He was going it dry, like, and I was like, can you just put some lubricant, some baby oil, some Vaseline, something to just make it a little slippery so it just kind of like, it can go back through? And he was like, I'll try. So he put the little Vaseline on underneath and on top of my clitoral hood, and then it slipped actually out the bottom. And once it slipped out the bottom, I was so, we both were relieved. We both were laughing. I was crying. He was like, you are a trooper. I respect you so much because I know that was painful. I know it was awkward for you, all of that, y'all. And I was like crying. So then he just put another circular one in there with a bigger bally. And this is what I was telling you about the elasticity. Turns out that my clitoral hood has more elasticity, so it was able to stretch around my ball and then stretch back, like it's snap that pussy back, you know what I'm saying? It was, you want to be able to have the correct size gauge and the correct size ball so that things like that don't happen. The ball of mine was too small, the gauge was too small for the hole I had already had that she pierced with it the first time. So yeah, that was my big horror story slash con. It was painful trying to get that ring out, pushing it against a already, because the ball was big, pushing against an already semi-closed pierce, you know, hole is your body. You should be comfortable with it. Talk to your piercer about this stuff. So I asked them about gauges and balls and things like that. Like if you find your clitoral hood, you think it's a little stretchy, ask them to check it out. You know, this is something that you're investing in. This is your body. You don't want to have problems later on or horror stories later on and say, well, I should ask this, I should ask that. And I can be, you know, a testament to that. There are sometimes I'm just like, I'm awkward, but I'm learning the hard way, but I'm learning so that you don't have to. Look at it that way. That's basically that's all I can think of right now for the kind of pros and cons and information that you should know before you get a VCH piercing. If you guys have any other questions that you would like to know, that you want me, you want my take on, by no means am I a professional. I'm not a professional piercer. I don't have a ton of piercings, but like anything you want me to answer from my experience and my perspective, just go ahead and leave a comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you guys as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Once again, if you have not subscribed, please do so. And again, welcome all of my new subscribers. You guys, what's like, hi. It's so exciting when you start doing YouTube and you get people who are subscribing to you. Watching my videos is one thing, but wanting to stick around means a ton to me. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.